we hit maximum recording size. So I waited for like an hour for my bus transfer, and then it just didn't come. And it was 4:45 ish, maybe 5 by then. The concert was starting at 5, and so I couldn't get any Wi-Fi to be like, how will I find a different way to this concert? So I gave up and went back to Joanna's place and messaged her and was like, I can come, but I'm sure you're done by now, because I got back to her place at like 6:30 finally. So she took video, which is exciting. So I'm going to watch that when I can. And that evening, yeah, we just like ate pasta and looked at old photos, which was nice. And today's Monday, so we're now caught up. Monday, we had a lazy morning, and then I got on a bus and got to Frankfurt. So here I am in Frankfurt. Um, it's Monday. This weekend, I have a Quidditch tournament. I'm staying at the home of my friend Patricia, but um, who she started the Korean Quidditch team with me. Her, me, and a girl named Annie. Um, Pei's mom is Korean, so she was in Korea learning Korean, and now she's I don't know where she is at this very moment. I'm in her room until she comes back from wherever she is. So I get her room for a few days, and then they have a guest room. It's like a very large apartment, very nice. Um, I'm starting to regret the size of my suitcase, having had to drag it, and I'm sure my arms will be in a great deal of pain tomorrow. Um, I feel absolutely ridiculous for it, but honestly, like, I keep reminding myself I'm traveling for a total, like, I'm living out of these suitcases for 4 months, so I feel slightly justified. I had interesting news today. I messaged my recruiter and I was like, hey, like, I don't want to mail my fingerprints in just yet because I only had one interview, and you said three schools were interested in me, but two didn't ask for an interview, and like, what should I do? And she basically was like, well, you disclosed your medication in the form and on your application, and the schools are, when they hear about that, they are uninterested anymore. I was like, oh, well, like, should I resubmit without that information? She's like, no, well, like, I know about it, so now I have to tell them. And I was like, oh, so honesty is not the best policy. So now I sort of have to make a choice. There are options. I need to think about them because this was just today. One option is stay in Philly and work odd jobs of some variety until March and reapply with a new application in which I do not disclose the things they ask me to disclose. Um, Another option is trying to find a 6 month contract, which is a possibility. Not a very large one. They don't come around very often, but could happen. And a third option is, I wouldn't necessarily prefer it, but it might make the most sense, is to do a 1 year Hagwon contract. It's like the private academy thing, similar to what I was doing, which will be not amazing for a year, but will let me earn quite a bit and save up again, which will be nice. Um, and will get me the visa and will get me back there. And then next year for September, I'll try again for a public school job. So yeah, I gotta think about it. I'll probably give it a couple days before I do anything. But I have been looking on the Craigslist of job boards for this Dave's ESL Cafe to see if there are any like appealing looking 6 month contracts out there. So we'll see what happens. Um, yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna try and do the Frankfurt free walking tour and see what kind of things I want to do around here. I don't know if you remember Iskandra on Twitter. She hasn't. Maybe I accidentally unfollowed her, but I haven't seen her on Twitter in quite a while. But she lives around here, so I'm gonna visit her at some point, and that'll be fun. And now we're at a disgustingly long video, so I will try to make them for you more often. Bye!